Hello and welcome back to Average Esme. Today I am doing an all-day clean with me, and I made a list of the things that I wanted to get done for the day, and we're going to go through each item and cross it off when we're done. So the first thing that I wanted to do was get the kids' rooms straightened up, so we're in Canyon's room first. So this room really needs to be decorated, and I'd like to do a video of that at some point, but just showing you here what it looks like before I get started. Originally I was planning on just folding up his blanket and putting it back in his crib, but I realized that his water had spilled in there and I needed to changed his sheet, so I took that off and put it in the wash. I seem to always be doing things a little out of order, but I started putting these toys back on the shelf, and then I realized that I should have wiped it off first, so I ended up taking the toys back off to wipe it down. I really need to get things hung on the walls in his room, but I haven't quite figured out where I want everything, so for now it's just kind of leaning up on the dresser. The last thing I'm doing here is just vacuuming the floors, and that rug is actually very plush, so it's very difficult to vacuum. You have to just drag the vacuum across it in one direction, which is what you'll see here. And then here's my little helper come to help me vacuum his floor. And of course the card on my camera was full at that point, so it quit recording, but you get the idea. So this room is not perfect, but at least it's better than before. And here I am, I'm gonna go cross off that off my to-do list, and I'm ignoring everything else along the way. So that was kind of my strategy on this day, just focusing on the list, and then I kind of was ignoring everything else around me that needed to be done. And just part of a real life story here. While I was cleaning Canyon's room, the kids had gotten into slime, and that ended up all over Charlie's room, the curtains, her bed, her toys. So I had to stop and clean that up before moving on to the next thing, which is this corner. And if you saw my last video, you know that this corner is a real problem for me. It does collect a lot of clutter and clothes. So I'm taking a minute to just put all the clothes away, and really it doesn't take too long, but it's something that I just need to do often. And here's some more real life for you. While I was doing that, in that amount of time, the kids had dumped cereal all over the bed, so I had to clean that up as well. Now I'm moving on to the kitchen, and as you can see, I have a huge mess to clean up in here, but that's gonna feel good to get that all cleaned up. And here in a second, you're gonna see me hiding the Halloween candy in the microwave, so don't tell the kids. So on this wood island, I like to use this Method wood cleaner. Okay, so there's the kitchen looking a lot better. I am leaving those dishes out to air dry, but that's okay. We'll just move on to the next item and we'll cross off cleaning the kitchen on our list. Now moving on to Charlie's room. This room is a disaster and it looks like this very often, so it takes me a long time to clean it up, and I never have found the perfect solution for all the toys. I usually just end up dumping them all in that big bin. You might notice the bag hanging on the door there, and that is stuff I've collected for Goodwill. I clearly need to add more items to that bag, but it's so hard for me to get rid of toys for some reason. And finally, after getting that all cleaned up, I'm just going to vacuum the floor. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in my videos before, but I love this vacuum. It's a Dyson, I think it's a V7 cordless stick vacuum, and I just love it so much. And I usually will try to have the products that I'm using linked in the description below. If you have any questions about anything that I'm using, you can check there, or always just leave me a comment with any questions you might have. So now here is Charlie's room all cleaned up, and of course it didn't stay like this for very long. I actually came back in later that evening and that entire box of toys was dumped back out on the floor. But at least it was clean for a little while, and we get to go cross that off of our list now. The next thing we're going to do is clean up the kids' bathroom, and they were actually taking a bath while I was doing this, so I'm not going to be cleaning the tub area, but just quickly wiping down the rest of the bathroom. So here I'm just spraying down the toilet with the 7th generation bathroom cleaner, and I'm going to leave that for a few minutes to kill any of the germs. And then I'm using the Method toilet bowl cleaner and leaving that to sit for a few minutes as well while I clean the mirror and the sink area. So now the bathroom is clean and we can check that off of the list. And here is some more real life with kids for you. I was not planning on mopping the floor, but they ended up dumping water all over it, so I had to wipe all of that water up. The next thing I wanted to do on the list was just get all the toys cleaned up out of the living room. So that didn't take very long, and the living room is looking a lot better now. I am ignoring everything else, the socks on the piano and everything, because it wasn't on the list. So the last thing on the list was laundry, and I did run a couple loads of laundry during the day, and now it is the evening and I'm just going to be folding a couple loads of laundry. So now the laundry is all folded. I'll be putting that away and we can cross that last thing off of the list. And I did find that having the list kept me on track all day, and I wanted to get everything accomplished so I could have that feeling of having everything crossed off. So that was very helpful. I think I'll be making more lists in the future. So that is all for today. I was very tired by the end of this day after getting all of that accomplished. And thank you very much for watching, and I would love it if you enjoyed the video, if you would give it a thumbs up, and then also please subscribe if you are new here. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.